Hey, hello again. What's up? Sorry about the cutoff. I'm taping this video on my iPhone, and I got a call, and I had to take it. So yeah. So let's continue on. Let's continue on with this Jay-Z thing. So let's start. So like I said, from my least favorite to my favorite one. Okay. So let us begin with this one over here. And this is Jay-Z, and this here is his album called In My Lifetime, Volume 3, The Life and Times of S. Carter. Now, there are obviously 3 volumes of In My Lifetime. You have number 1, you have number 2, which is Hard Knock Life, and you got this one over here. And this is his 4th album that he came out with. Yeah, this is a good album. It's a pretty solid album. But like I said, it's one of my least favorite albums that he's put out. I mean, you got all the songs like Big Pimpin' is on here, and Do It Again, and Dope Man, and Snoopy Tracks with Juvenile, 6 song, and yeah, and Watch Me, song that he does with Dr. Dre, absolutely incredible song, love that song. Yeah, but there's also a lot of songs on this album that are not very good, and songs that I, kind of really don't like very much. Like he does a song with Mariah Carey, which I'm not a huge fan of, and yeah. So like I said, Life and Times of S. Carter, Volume 3. Yeah. This is one. Another one that I got here, and this here is Rockefeller, The Dynasty. Now this album was released, I believe, right after Volume 3 was released, and I guess you could say that this is kind of a compilation Jay-Z album, because this was at the time when he was forming Rockefeller Records, which is his old record label, and yeah, and pretty much having a lot of collaborations with all of the people and the rappers that he used to be with, like Memphis Bleek and Beanie Siegel and Freeway and all those. But also he's got songs in here that he does with Snoop Dogg and Scarface, and he also does a song with R. Kelly, which is that song Guilty Until Proven Innocent, really good song. And also, I just want to love you, give it to me. That's a really hot song as well. Yeah, good album, but my least favorite Jay-Z album. Okay, let's just get in order here. Okay, and here we go with another one. This here is actually the 2nd album that he's ever released, and this here is Jay-Z, the very first, In My Lifetime, Volume 1. This is a great album. This is his 2nd album, known as, in the record industry, the music industry, the sophomore album, and that's what it is. And, yeah, a lot of great songs on here that he does. The City Is Mine with Blackstreet, I Know What Girls Like, which honestly he does with Puff Daddy, what he used to be called back then, and Little Kim. Honestly, I I really don't like that song, and other songs that are like so amazing, like Imaginary Player and Streets Is Watching, Friend or Foe 98, which is a DJ Premier produced track, killer track. And just like other songs on here, like Who You With, and also my favorite song on this album. Well, maybe I should say that my favorite song from each of the albums, but I'll start with that. And yeah, my favorite song from this album is Where I'm From. This is a very hard, gritty song of talking about where he's originally from Marcy, you know, and all that. It's killer song, and this is a great album. This is really, really a good album. His second album, excellent album. And this album is just, you know, absolutely epic. It's a great album, and this here is Jay-Z American Gangster. Now this album is actually a concept album that came out the exact same year that the movie American Gangster came out. You know that movie with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, where Denzel Washington plays Frank Lucas, the true story of this multi-millionaire heroin dealer from the 70s. If none of you have ever checked out this movie, you need to check out this movie because it is fucking incredible, and it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And also, this album actually came out. I believe it was a year after his I guess you can call it comeback album called Kingdom Come. I don't own that album. I actually used to own it. I don't know what happened to it. It's an okay album. A lot of people said in the reviews of Kingdom Come that they called it a adult contemporary hip hop album because on that album it showed Jay-Z in his it's one of his more mature albums. But this album here is this album came out like right after Kingdom Come, and honestly I wasn't a big fan of Kingdom Come, but when I heard this album, I was blown away. Like, this album is absolutely amazing. Like, it's a great comeback album, and a lot of people who reviewed this album online or in magazine called this the Reasonable Doubt 2. And even Jay-Z said, like, before the album dropped, he was on the cover. This is the double XL issue that he was on before American Gangster came out. And he even called it himself that this is like the sequel to American Gangster. It's a sequel to Reasonable Doubt. And I do kind of agree with that because it kind of has like pretty much the same theme of Reasonable Doubt. You know what I mean? Love this album. I listen to this album a lot. And here we go with, I guess you could call it my top 4. And of course you got over here the Blueprint. This album, you pretty much can play this album from beginning to end and it is absolutely awesome. This album is a classic. This album is one of the albums that got a perfect 5 mic rating from the Source magazine when it came out, and I 100% agree. This is a solid album. My favorite. It has all of the classic Jay-Z albums. You know, Izahova, Girls, Girls, Girls. You know, Heart of the City, and Renegade. That song that he does with Eminem. That song's like an absolute classic. It's on this album, and this album I absolutely love. Okay, so three more to go. This album I actually consider to be one of the hardest albums that he's ever put out. One of the hardest, dirtiest, grimiest albums that he's ever put out. And this is actually his third album that he came out with, and that is Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. Once again, this is also just like with Blueprint. this is also an album that you can listen to from beginning to end, and every single song is good. This song has so many amazing songs, hard songs, gritty songs, dirty songs. And like I said, I really believe that this has got to be the hardest album that he has ever put out. You know, like it's got the Hard Knock Life and Ride or Die, Money Cash Hoes that he does with DMX, killer song, and also at the same time killer beat, produced by Swiss Beats, and Can I Get a, and you know, Money Ain't a Thing, that song that he does with Jermaine Dupri and all that. This is a great one. I really love this, and once again, I listen to this album a lot as well. Okay, and I got 2 more to go. And this was actually considered to be his retirement album. Retirement album meaning that after he puts out this album, he's gonna, you know, retire. He's gonna retire, and he's not gonna be making any music. But this album over here is great. I gotta just give me a second here, because I gotta take the sticker off of it. There we go. And here it is. The Black Album. This album is awesome. You know, like all the songs are here, you know, 99 Problems and Dirt Off Your Shoulders, and, you know, Moment of Clarity, and, you know, Change Clothes. Like, this album is awesome, and this is like my second favorite Jay-Z album of all time. And Black Album, you know, being his apparent retirement album, you know, a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to retire after this. Of course not, you know. But then I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, he came out with Kingdom Come, and, you know, obviously, we're not surprised that you didn't retire yet, Mr. Sean Carter. So yeah. Okay, and so, just 1 second. And so, of course, my obvious one, and number 1, has got to be his first album. Of course, Reasonable Doubt. Of course, this is going to be number 1. This is like one of my favorite hip-hop albums of all time, hands down. This album, to true hip-hop fans like myself, is considered to be a classic. Once again, 5 mics on the Source, you know, considered to be like the best album that he's ever put out, and of course it is. This album, like, is well produced with great beats, you know, great rhyming. Like, his rhymes on this album are like absolutely solid. Like, I can't say more about this album. It's just a classic. It's my favorite. Like I said, I listen to this one a lot as well, and it's also on my iPod right now as we speak. Okay? So that's my Jay-Z collection that I wanted to show you guys. And oh yeah, and I got this one over here. This here is, it's got stickers on there, so I'm gonna take it off over here. This here is something that I bought at the music store quite a few years ago, and this is called Jay-Z's Greatest Hits. Now, this is actually a greatest hits compilation from the UK, and I actually went to a music store one day, and I saw this for, I think it was either 10 or 20 bucks, and it's a greatest hits thing. You know what I mean? And it's got all of his songs from I believe his first 2 or 3 albums, like Hard Knock Life, and also a couple of unreleased songs like Wishing on a Star, Brooklyn's Finest from Reasonable Doubt, that song that he does with Biggie. Come on, that song is an absolute classic. You know, and yeah, It's got all those, you know, dead presidents and all that. Yeah, and I got this one over here, so I just thought I'd show this off too. So anyways, that's my Jay-Z collection. I'm gonna do my best to try to do as many of these videos as I possibly can. All right. So that's it for this video. So if you know what to do, if you wanna comment down below about this, video, or if you want to subscribe to my channel, you may do so. Okay. So once again, Benji Pistone here, and oh yeah, I'm rocking this new beard over here. I have for the past like few weeks now, and if you've seen my videos in the past, I never had this beard. So if any of you watch my past videos and watch this video now, tell me what you think. Does this beard suit me? I don't know. You don't have to. Okay. So anyways, Benji Pistone here. Take care, everybody.